Alright, gonna try not to screw this up. I'm in Chilliwack, British Columbia. Flying the Zilm Norden in VR. First step, launching the VR. Alright, looks like a very nice day here. Get rid of this. I need to eventually bind that on a hotkey. Alright, looks like the airport is the runway's behind us. Alright. Let's see. Fuel selector, double check. Battery. ECU Alpha, Bravo, Nom, check, and start. Main. Looks like the equipment tests itself out fine. We have some fuel, that's good. Squawking VFR, of course. Turn on some lights. It's a chilly kind of day here. Alright, we're just going to fly around, maybe do some off-airport landings. Parking brake off. I'm going to check one thing here. Here we are at Pretty Estates Resort Airport, and we're just going to use a CTAP frequency. I'm using Say Intentions 123.2. There we go. Don't see anybody coming that way. Keep a little back pressure on this, on the joystick. I'm using the joystick today. Actually, this week I've been using the joystick. Looks like we're situated right next to a golf course. If we time it just right, maybe we can send some wake turbulence over to disrupt the golfer. Turn it to the wind. Alright. Spoilers down. First notch of flaps. Landing light is on. Everything is in the green. Apply a little right rudder here, just a tiny bit. And off we go. Flaps up. Spoilers retracted. Looks like a boat launch, or even for float plane. Alright, I think we're just going to head north. Wow, this is spectacular scenery. Looks like fall is in full effect. Oh, just about 2 weeks ago I went up to Victoria, British Columbia. Watched the float planes land in the harbor. That was really cool to see. Alright, so it looks like plenty of off-airport landings right here. Would be a right crosswind on these sandbars. That one out there, that definitely has some potential. I think we'll take that one. Alright, this should set us up on a final for that sandbar. Yeah, perfect. Alright, first notch of flaps. It's gonna be tricky. About 55 knots, that's pretty good speed. 56 knots, sorry. Right, first off-airport landing. Didn't crash. I consider it a success. Go get ourselves spooled back up here. I think I'm going to go a little closer to the water. It definitely seems smoother. I should be able to do this and hang a right. First notch of flaps. Just bring up the RPMs here. A little bit of right rudder. Little forward stick. And alright, clear the trees. Spoilers up. And good airspeed, flaps up. Alright, watching those cylinder head temperatures. Keep an eye on those power lines right there. Alright, they're definitely sloping below me. That's good. Looks like we got some weather coming in here. Gonna go try to find base again. Chilliwack Resort pretty. Well, pretty is certainly the word for it. It is gorgeous. Love the difference in between the pine trees and the deciduous trees. I think that's the airport right there off, say, 10, 11 o'clock. These islands could probably use a little bit of color work. Like that color green is better than the green on the edge of the mountains. That's like almost too bright. I think what we're gonna do, I'm just making this up as I go along here. I think we're gonna go head 150. Do a little sweep over there and keep looking at the scenery. We'll go across this little kind of like a peninsula here. Go up to where the water starts again, maybe make a right and come back into the field. Been using this aircraft all week long, starting to kind of really get the feel of it. Still very tricky, but I don't crash it nearly as much as I did the first few days. Here we are over the valley, in the valley. Not sure if those are homes that overlook it. Kind of looks a little bit like a gravel yard, especially down there. But it does look like it's a street going up, maybe a new development. I think a lot of this white on by the water is ice. Wow, this is really pretty. That's a great looking sandbar to land on. kind of think I'm going to land this on the golf course. First notch of flaps. We're going to have to drop a lot of altitude. I think I'm going to go around this bowl. Call it a bowl. Spectacular scenery. Looks like I'm gonna... My spot is the second sand trap. There's one just above the trees in front of me. I'm gonna try to just go right over that. This looks like lumber mill, lumber island. I don't know. Go 2-point landing. Flaps up, right rudder, tail to the ground. And brake. Excellent, that's going to conclude our first flight. Here in British Columbia. Stay tuned for more. It's been a fun week practicing with this Norden. So maybe next week I'll get back into the Porter. What's this guy doing? Is he directing us? No, he's just patrolling the grounds. Excellent. Alright. Let's see, we're going to go fuel cutoff, battery, brakes on, ECU, light, P1, bat off. Excellent.